right, here we go again. Buckle up. So, I purchased this wireless microphone kit, and it has AI noise control. So when you initially plug it in, it doesn't look like the noise control is working, because it's kind of hitting on ambient noise is kind of just a little bit flickering, so it's not completely working. It doesn't look strong enough. As soon as I say something, it goes down to 0 when I'm not speaking. So the AI has to know that that's, it focuses on that being the voice. I guess there could be some error, but at this point it hasn't shown that. It's just initially, if you plug it in and don't say anything, it doesn't know where the voice is. So it allows some of the it thinks the ambient noise is what you're recording. Right. But as soon as you speak, then it goes way down. So that'll be used. Just in case you don't know, I speak to people that use these devices for some professional work. Yeah, they got, yeah. So Shure has a great kit, and it has all the compressor and everything that I'm looking for, and it's really expensive. It's like $500 versus this one was like, actually the second time I purchased it was even cheaper. It has the compressor, the limiter, the EQ, everything in an app. But you can't plug in an external lavalier, which for some people, they get an external lavalier sometimes. If you can buy replacement, one of the issues also is that if the wireless device dies, like the microphone part, then you don't have a lavalier you can stick in these. And lavaliers, I like them better. I still haven't found a lavalier mic where the actual mic is better than an external lavalier. Now the Boya kit's nice. I can't complain. I just, I wish it had a compressor. Although it could possibly have, the settings could possibly have some compression in there, but it may only be EQ. I don't know. Because it has a DSP, a digital signal processor, and I'm not sure if it actually enhances via some sort of compression mode. The noise gate could probably be a little stronger, but it's 40 dB. But again, for the price I paid like $170 for the kit plus 2 lavaliers. Whereas if I want the two transmitters can be used with mobile devices, limited use as far as podcasts, but 2. And that costs like even more than this, so I don't know. I think it's a little bit high. But again, Shure is popular again as far as podcast and all that, so. Right. It doesn't look like they have a plug-in for. You can buy the receiver and the 2 mics for $500 and some change. I'm sure it sounds great, but you can't plug in a lavalier, it looks like, which kind of, because you can kind of shape your sound sometimes. Like people, especially, like I don't have a lot of money, but people with the money that would buy that, you could buy other lavaliers and start, testing, what you sound like and enhance the quality of your podcast. But what I understand is they're like ultra high quality. But again, if you wanted to take that little piece and put it somewhere and then plug in a lavalier so it's even smaller, you can't do that. And I prefer to have the electronic piece away from my head and my face. And just, we have enough stuff when we wear Bluetooth. I got hearing aids. Right. Yeah, I wouldn't have these hearing aids if they weren't involved. It would have stayed with the massage. I'd have stayed with the gym, and it just never would have got to this. Right? So they were planning on aging me. It's actually violently evil. It really is. And the FBI is part of it. Mars, they all got somebody that's part of it. But again, it's a civil war that goes on. Some of them have been fired over the years. That's what they're angry about. Part of it, like we get them fired when we can, arrested when we can. Well, you can do the case. The problem with the FBI is you can do the case, but if the attorneys won't charge it, it doesn't go anywhere. Right? And the attorneys, attorneys' offices is just like, it's like hell spawn, a lot of them. And they're just like, quote unquote sinners extraordinaire. And their goal is to make everybody else look like a sinner and make them look like saints. Again, it's something we see maybe even partially in this administration. The key is to drop that vibration and just start doing your job. And then everything will correct. That's really what it is. If you go back to doing your job and being honest and not like obsessing over shit, man. They're all like psychotic. Like they talk about Trump, but Trump's probably the least of them. Trump's like that because they manipulate him with it. Right. Obsessing over every jot and tittle of bullshit. Right. But I'm glad you've all joined me out here, some of you. What happened to me 20 years happened to a lot of people just now. Just at the hands of the Trump administration doesn't mean it should have happened. Obviously, like a lot of these people were just doing their fucking job, right? Right. There's the LDS. You said fucking brother. But you tried to make me fucking brother. And make me is like, they're still in there using the detective term, but it's plain English. And they should go to hell for deception. We'll just keep ruling them at this point. Thank you, Larry. So, you tried to cause me to have sex. There's no test in that. You're all wackos. Therefore, the squirrels. New Jersey banned them, actually. New Jersey banned, I don't know if it probably would have got to some sort of child thing, right? But New Jersey banned them. And they hate me for that. Right? Because it's a scam. They're deteriorating people, especially disabled people and elderly people, right, to try to force them into some sort of sex crime. They're sick. Right? The power! And some of them look like, I guess the civilian ones, no, but the government ones that were busted, they look like those gorgeous women you see in the news. Like I told you, they were in the FBI. You're like, oh my God, she was in the FBI? Right. So here they isolate you, they whack your head with prisoner of war camp technology. They're as bad as Putin. They just do it a different way. Well, if you make a deal. I think that the Senate and the House approved Bove just to get him out of the Justice Department. I really believe that's what they figured it was a score. The Democrats figured it was a score. Right. He's making a mess. Right. And now if he wants to talk to the Justice Department, he has to make phone calls, see? I don't know why they did it, but he's now disconnected from. It's good that you got him out of the Justice Department. He doesn't know what he's doing, right? You fired the people you need. You have to be careful because there's people in the Justice Department. You think they're not deep state; they're actually the deep state. The other people are just doing their job. It happens every time you do this. Again, maybe it's the curse of God on you. Because you're going to fire the people you need, because the deep state people will set the other people up and make them look deep state and get you to fire them. So what you probably have less is a bunch of fucking people who can't do shit right. Who fired the other people because they hate them because they're capable. I swear to God, and again, you're not supposed to say that, but I promise to God that these people do exactly what I say they do. And they've done it to you. Like, there's people that are like totally supportive of Brennan, and they probably talk to you every day. The spies are not going to let you know anything. That's the bullshit they did to me. Like, oh, this guy this guy that. And then they operate me and drug me and all this shit all day long. Oh, it was crazy. But I mean, I moved on in life. I never, like most FBI guys, like Larry B, But there's like a core group of people that were with like Tenet and Mueller and all those people that just kept attacking me. And then they go, why? Like, again, they're big on victim blaming and victim shaming, right? They've never, like, you people have never really held a real job. And like Bo is probably just one of the piece of shit deep state people. Right. But he just happens to be in a certain clique, But not all the people that are deep state are with Brennan, right? But it's just they all just stab each other in the back all day. That's the weird part about Jonathan Luna's death. It don't make sense. I mean, it could be metaphysical, but he was stabbed in the back, right? Which, I mean, I don't know the woman that was with him, okay? CSOs, court security officers tried telling me stuff after the fact. I said, talk to the investigators, don't talk to me. She's been nothing but a pain in the ass in my life. I don't know the fucking woman. Right. Thank you, Larry. Like, they wanted me to take stuff to the investigators. I'm like, no, not me. I don't know her. I've told them everything I know. Right. Like, the part I couldn't tell them, because I didn't know, like, oh, I think I'm drugged. I think they may have drugged John. I didn't know. I was trying to find that, which I probably came on the radar screen, but again, I had an alibi, so it didn't matter, right? But, I had great alibis, right? So, for both of those situations. So I tried I still was investigating my case. But now it included John. So I tried to get information. I couldn't. They kept whacking my head. The system kept whacking my head when I tried to find information out. They were probably freaked. They probably put a spell on it or something. Like, I was asleep still, so I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm like, what the hell is this? Right? Because I asked them. I investigated. Come on, hey, how you doing? You want some lunch? Like, I think Guzman was doing the same thing. Guzman got information from somebody. But Guzman had been around a longer time. He had been in Marshal Service. Like, when I went into the Army, Guzman went into the Marshal Service. So he'd been around a longer time, and he was doing his work. So he was investigating also. We didn't talk about, like, again, you can't, like, if you're in law enforcement, like, that's why I'm laughing at all of you. Like, in law enforcement, if you're going to do something you're not supposed to do, again, it isn't always something, ethically you may be doing something well, but like the system wouldn't approve, they would, the deep state wouldn't approve. You don't walk around talking about it. You just do it. Right. So like Guzman, I don't know who his connect was and how he was doing his part. But I was doing my part, and I was like buddies with people. Like, I'm sure he had somebody he was friends with, and he was getting information, but I was just like a general friend. Like, he probably had specific people he knew that would give him information. Right. But, I just had, like, the FBI knew that if you wanted something at the March show, you go see Larry, and he'll try to help you at least. These other people might, they shit on you. All right. Well, they held grudges because some FBI was a jerk, or FBI's investigating them or something. And again, I didn't hold grudges, right? Which I try to tell you not to. So I didn't like, and again, I couldn't investigate, like if Guzman had a specific friend that was feeding him information, I couldn't be like that. I didn't have anybody like that. And maybe the system was trying to give me somebody like that, because I really did started helping the FBI, and they really did appreciate me starting probably maybe a couple years prior, right? Although I've always helped. My first case was an FBI case. It was the Hester case, the first Marshal Service like big case that I helped with was the Hester case. But it was with a little girl. My first case was with a little girl. And actually, I was like the rookie, and I think I actually had a yeah, it's my introduction to her. Like she was a mess, right? And like even attorneys would like walk up to me. The Spanish guy, I forget his name. Yeah, I mean these are liberals, but who cares? So the Spanish guy, what was that guy's name? Ricardo or something? I can't remember. But he came up to me. A little girl dropped her gun in court, and it went under the seat. And he's telling me stuff about her, and I'm like, yeah, well, shit happens. Because I was a good guy, you know what I mean? I wasn't looking like, oh, let me run to the boss and tell everybody that Shelton dropped her gun in court. That's why you see me with trying to help the Secret Service people that accidentally put their guns in the bathroom. Believe me, there's tons of people where nobody knows about that kind of stuff, right? 100% there. So again, but Deep State is always looking to score a bullshit point. So they like turn people in and stuff all the time, right? Thanks, sorry. Now I'm sanding the crazy glue a bit. I think what I'm going to do is sand it down and then put a little bit of that that super high strength glue on the outside, depending how it looks when I'm done and how tight the bond appears. I put like all this extra crazy glue gel on it to build like a coating. Because eventually I'm going to primer this and sand it. I'm sanding it, but I'm going to primer it and paint it with like a better gold. This is kind of like a BS gold. But this is the proportions of the actual... I was able to spin it, the base, because I like the Judah, and I can't remember what tribe that is, to the front. So I put that rubber washer in, so the little like key that fits in the hole doesn't drop down in there, so I can spin it so it'll sit the way I want it to. So the base looks a little wider now because the diagonal is kind of sticking out. It sticks out further. Looks great. Praise God. I really don't even have to paint it, which is great. I never thought it would turn out that good. I mean, you really don't even notice it from a distance. Well, stay peaceful for now. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.